Throughout history, prisons have been designed as places of confinement and control, especially those of the high-security variety, which are crafted to hold the world's most dangerous and cunning criminals. But even the most impenetrable walls, complex surveillance systems, and vigilant guards haven't stopped a few extraordinarily resourceful individuals from staging jaw-dropping escapes. 6 Most Ingenious Escapes from High-Security Prisons dives into the stories of 6 individuals who dared to challenge the odds, outwit their captors, and flee from places thought to be escape-proof. From clever disguises and tunnel networks to high-stakes hijinks that could rival any Hollywood script, each case offers a fascinating glimpse into the minds of the world's most audacious escape artists. The Alcatraz Escape, 1962. In the annals of criminal history, the Alcatraz Escape of 1962 stands as one of the most audacious prison breaks ever attempted. Alcatraz Federal Penitentiary, often referred to as The Rock, was a fortress-like island prison designed to hold the most hardened and dangerous criminals. It was thought to be inescapable due to its remote location in the chilly waters of San Francisco Bay, guarded by towering walls, layers of security, and the ever-vigilant eyes of correctional officers. Yet, on the night of June 11, 1962, 3 inmates, Frank Morris and the Anglin brothers, John and Clarence, pulled off an escape that would leave authorities baffled and the public captivated for decades. The trio's plan was nothing short of ingenious, showcasing meticulous preparation and resourcefulness. For months, they secretly worked on digging out ventilation ducts in their cells using handmade tools fashioned from spoons, saw blades, and a stolen drill motor. These efforts were painstakingly hidden behind cardboard and paint to avoid detection. To buy themselves more time during nightly bed checks, they crafted lifelike dummy heads from soap, concrete dust, and real human hair scavenged from the prison barbershop. With their decoys in place, they squeezed through their painstakingly excavated holes, made their way to the prison roof, and descended to the shoreline. There, they launched a makeshift raft cobbled together from stolen raincoats and glue. Despite exhaustive manhunts, their fate remains shrouded in mystery. Were they swallowed by the icy waters of the bay, or did they succeed in their daring bid for freedom? The unresolved nature of their disappearance has fueled countless theories and kept this escape etched in the collective imagination. The Great Texas 7 Escape, 2000. Dubbed the Texas 7, this escape was a meticulously coordinated breakout that left the nation in shock. On December 13, 2000, 7 inmates at the maximum security John B. Connolly unit in South Texas, led by the calculating George Rivas, executed a brazen escape that would become one of the most notorious in U.S. prison history. The group, composed of men serving sentences for crimes ranging from burglary to murder, managed to outsmart and overpower prison staff, utilizing a mix of brute force and deception. In a meticulously orchestrated plan, they overpowered correctional officers and civilian workers, restraining them with duct tape and handcuffs before donning stolen uniforms and posing as prison guards themselves. Their escape was a masterclass in deception and improvisation. After commandeering a prison truck, the 7 fugitives drove through multiple security checkpoints, their fabricated identities fooling even the most vigilant guards. Once outside, they split up and managed to evade capture for over a month, during which they were placed on the FBI's 10 most wanted list. Their freedom, however, came at a high price. The escapees embarked on a crime spree, including the murder of a police officer, which only heightened the intensity of the nationwide manhunt. Eventually, 6 of the 7 were captured. The 7th, Larry Harper, chose to take his own life rather than surrender. The daring escape and its tragic aftermath not only exposed vulnerabilities within the Texas prison system, but also etched the Texas 7 into the grim folklore of criminal escapades. The Helicopter Escape of Pascal Paillet, 2001 and 2007. In the world of high-stakes prison breaks, few can match the audacity and cinematic flair of Pascal Paillet's helicopter escapes. Paillet, a French criminal known for his involvement in armed robberies, orchestrated not 1 but 2 daring escapes using hijacked helicopters, cementing his place in the annals of criminal legend. The first escape, in 2001, was straight out of a Hollywood thriller. Paillet, who was serving a 30-year sentence at the Luines prison in southern France, had his accomplices commandeer a helicopter and land it right in the prison yard. As the rotors thundered overhead, Paillet and 3 other inmates climbed aboard, whisked away to freedom in a matter of minutes, leaving the guards stunned and scrambling to respond. The 2001 escape was bold enough. but Payet's second helicopter escape in 2007 took his notoriety to another level. This time, he was being held at the high-security prison in Grasse, specially chosen for its formidable security measures in response to his previous escape. Undeterred, Payet's accomplices again hijacked a helicopter, forcing the pilot to fly to the prison and land on the roof. In a feat of coordination and sheer nerve, Payet made his way to the rooftop and climbed aboard the waiting helicopter, escaping solo. His second escape set off an international manhunt that lasted just 2 months before he was recaptured. The twin helicopter escapes prompted a major overhaul of prison security measures across France, with officials installing anti-helicopter nets and increasing surveillance. Payet's daring exploits, however, have secured his infamy, his story a testament to the extremes some will go to defy the confines of captivity. The Maze Prison Escape, 1983. The 1983 Maze Prison Escape stands as a dramatic chapter in British history, marked by its scale, precision, and the profound political repercussions that followed. Known as the H Block 7 escape, it was masterminded by members of the Irish Republican Army, IRA, who were held in the Maze Prison, one of the most secure facilities in Europe, located just outside Belfast, Northern Ireland. The Maze was notorious for housing paramilitary prisoners during the Troubles, a period of intense conflict in Northern Ireland. The escape plan was as detailed as it was ambitious, involving months of meticulous preparation. The IRA prisoners smuggled in weapons, created fake prison officer uniforms, and even forged prison keys, all while maintaining the guise of compliance and normalcy within the prison's heavily fortified walls. On September 25, 1983, the plan was set into motion. The prisoners took control of the H Block after overpowering guards, and then, dressed in the fabricated uniforms, they marched 38 prisoners to the prison's main gate. Using a combination of deception and brute force, they breached the heavily guarded perimeter, making their way to freedom amidst the confusion. For a short time, the escapees seemed to have outwitted one of the most secure prisons in the world. However, the aftermath was far-reaching. A massive manhunt ensued, and most of the escapees were eventually recaptured, but not before the escape became a symbol of defiance and a propaganda victory for the IRA. The incident exposed significant flaws in the prison's security and had deep political implications, leading to increased tensions and a re-evaluation of the security measures within British prisons. The Maze escape remains one of the most audacious jailbreaks in history. The Escape King. Richard Lee McNair, 1992 and 2006. Richard Lee McNair, dubbed the Escape King, has earned a notorious reputation for his unparalleled ability to slip through the cracks of even the most secure prisons. His most infamous escape occurred in 2006 from the Pollock Federal Prison in Louisiana, a high-security facility believed to be impenetrable. McNair's criminal ingenuity was evident even in his earlier escapes, but the 2006 breakout, where he literally mailed himself out of prison, cemented his legacy as one of the most cunning escape artists of modern times. Utilizing his job in the prison's mailroom, McNair meticulously crafted a plan that was as creative as it was audacious. Over the course of several weeks, he constructed a makeshift escape pod out of a mailbag, lining it with strategically placed cardboard to ensure he could survive the journey undetected. On the day of the escape, McNair concealed himself inside the package and waited patiently as it was loaded onto a truck and driven out of the prison grounds. His escape wasn't discovered until hours later, when a routine head count revealed his absence, by which time he had already fled the area on foot. What followed was a cat-and-mouse game that stretched over a year, during which McNair's ability to elude law enforcement showcased his remarkable resourcefulness and charm. In a now famous encounter, he was even stopped by a police officer in Ball, Louisiana, and managed to talk his way out of custody by pretending to be a jogger. His freedom, however, was short-lived. He was eventually recaptured in Canada in 2007 after being on the run for over a year. Despite his recapture, McNair's escapades have left a lasting impression. The Fuu Prison Escape, 1944. The 1944 escape from Fuu Prison by Yoshi Shiratori is one of the most remarkable prison break stories in Japanese history, a daring feat that has since become the stuff of legend. During World War II, Japan's prisons were notoriously harsh, and Fuu Prison, located in Tokyo, was no exception. It was believed to be inescapable, its walls reinforced with concrete and its guards vigilant. Yet, Yoshi Shiratori, a man whose life had been marred by hardship and false accusations, defied these odds with a combination of sheer physical endurance, quick thinking, and a bit of luck. Known for his incredible resourcefulness, Shiratori had already escaped from 3 different prisons prior to Fuchu, earning him a reputation as an escape artist of the highest order. Shiratori's plan for escaping Fuchu was as brilliant as it was risky. He carefully observed the guards and the prison routines, biding his time. He noticed that one of the guards was less diligent than the others and used this lapse in security to his advantage. Shiratori exploited a small oversight, a loose floorboard and a few missing screws, to pry open a hole just big enough to squeeze through. Using nothing more than a metal soup bowl that he had sharpened against the concrete walls, he methodically loosened the fixtures and made his escape. His success was not just due to physical prowess, but also his extraordinary patience and intelligence. Once out, he navigated the wartime chaos, hiding in the mountains and evading capture for months. His story quickly became the stuff of folklore in Japan, embodying a sense of defiance and ingenuity. Shiratori's tale inspired numerous books and movies, transforming him from a mere escapee into a symbol of resilience and resistance against an oppressive system. In the end, these incredible escapes remind us of the intense drive for freedom that exists in every human being, even in the most unlikely individuals. While some of these escapees were quickly apprehended and others vanished without a trace, their stories continue to capture our imaginations. They leave us questioning just how secure these high-security institutions really are, and how far the ingenuity of the human spirit can go, even when faced with seemingly insurmountable odds. So, as you turn off the lights tonight, remember, even the most fortified walls can hold secrets, and sometimes, the greatest escape artists are hidden in plain sight.